righty. Good morning. Well, good morning. Well, it's very hard to follow Dr. Kim. Well, at least I wear some pretty shoes. Well, you know what? It's great to be here. I'm so glad, to be here. And then, although following Dr. Kim is a huge challenge, but we remember he can do, she can do, I can do it too. Right? All righty. So today, what I'm going to share with a few things. First of all, my journey, and also what does the future look like in the technology field, and what are challenges. And I also want to share a few great women leaders, because I feel strongly those great women leaders will inspire you, because they indeed inspired me. And the last but not least is to give you some advice and some ideas. And you may think, yeah, that's something I would like to know. So let's see. Stephanie, thank you for sharing my story. I grew up in China. My father was an English professor. My mother was a math teacher. So my father was a very encouraging, loving person. And I remember one time I was playing in the mud, made a mud house and a mud basket, filling with the wild flowers. Of course, my pretty dress was so muddy too. I went back home. My mother, who was very precise as a math teacher, she was not happy. And my father took me and put me on his lap and said, Ling Ling, that was my Chinese name. You know what? You can do whatever the boys do. And one more thing. You can wear pretty dresses while you're doing that. You know what? I think all of us, what we can do is, whatever the boys do, we can do it. And we can do it with a style. Do you all agree? Yes, do it with a style, with a grace. All right, so that's what happened before, when I was young. And my father was very supportive. And he supported me to study space physics. I wanted to be an astronaut. I really wanted to. And then later on, I was like, okay, astronaut may not be the case. So I studied environmental science and atmospheric science. But at the same time, I was really, really skinny. I couldn't find any right dress. And I was really skinny. I was like 80 pounds. And with my height, couldn't find any clothes. So, and my father had tons of, English books. I look at those pictures and you know what? I want to make my own dresses. So I started a fashion show. I had my fashion team in Beijing University. We had a great time. Wow. Yeah, I made clothes. I designed clothes. I was the model. 80 pounds at that time definitely can be a pretty good model. And I came, after Tiananmen Square event, I thought, you know what, maybe I should go to the United States. So I came, I wanted to be a fashion designer, but I was scared. I was scared that I could not make a living in New York. So I chickened out. So instead, I took a PhD program, and I studied the PhD, and I did a lot of big data, because that was the satellite data, it's big data at that time. And one day my husband said, oh, maybe we should study computer science. I said, well, that's a darn good idea. So we walked into the admission office and said, we would like to get on the computer science master program. The person looked at me and said, sure. So we signed a paper. In 3 years, 9 months, I got 1 PhD, 1 master at the same time. I was extremely hardworking. And I said the newspaper usually arrives at 4:30. arrives before I came back home. That's how hard I worked. That's how I got 2 degrees in 3 years and 9 months. You know what I'm just saying that also one thing that happened to me, and when I first came, because I had $45 and I didn't have much money, and we bought this $250 car. The car broke down in the middle of the winter, and I had to take a bus to the school. I saw ad, free English tutoring. Although my father was an English professor, but my English was horrible. And I called the number, I met Pat Zimmerman, who later on became my American mom. She gave me the name Elizabeth, as well as we co-authored a book together. The book is called Myth of the Promotion, 10 Steps to a Successful Career. And she retired at age 43, and did nothing since then. She was 43 at 1989. She's still mentoring people. She got the Jefferson Award, many other presidential awards for her outstanding community services. And since then, I felt the same thing. I need to help the community. So this is one thing that I learned from her, that we need to pass the legacy from Dr. Kim, some other leaders, to all of you. Because we as a human, we need to help each other. We as women, we need to help each other to be more successful. Yes? Yes? Yes, so that's my journey. Yes, that's my journey. And I also had some awards. I had a different kind of awards. I'm so honored that people nominate me. But I also strongly suggest all of you to look into different awards and then try to apply for some of them. Maybe someone else will honor you some. Why not? Get on the award list. So the next thing I want to share with you is the technology is changing so rapidly. In Silicon Valley, all of you know, the 4th industrial revolution is here. And then our world is changing so rapidly. And why is that? Because mobile. Mobile brings technology to our fingertips, to our bedside, to anywhere, right? Cloud provides endless power. GPU give you the chance to do multiple things in parallel, massive parallelism, right? And the next is artificial intelligence. Because of the cloud, you're able to collect a lot of data. Because of a GPU or TPU, you're able to do massive computation at the same time. Because of a microservice architecture, you're able to bring this huge monolithic application into pieces, into small services. What does it mean? It means you can use those microservices as building blocks and launch your business in the cloud, building apps, and using those technology as the Lego block, build those things very fast. So yes, the change is very fast. But at the same time, you have the tool, you have the platform, just like all the men do. You can start your own business. You can start innovation within your own company. It's a great time for all of us to innovate, to do things differently. Right? Look at the AI. If you have some AI or data background, I strongly urge you to learn about the AI. Why so? Because AI is changing our life completely. First of all, they'll free our hands. You don't have to type in things. You can just say, "Hi, Alexa, order me a pizza." Right? Yes, you can do that. And then when I got my Tesla, the CFO of Tesla walked through the whole factory. That's many years ago. I was the first Chinese woman who got the Tesla. And of course, I'm probably the first one. I got the first iPad, first iPhone, and the first Google Glass, all sorts of things. I'm a geek in heart, although I wear pretty dresses. Yeah, the geek in heart. I love gadgets. So when I walk through Tesla's factory, everything is automated. So the AI will further free our body. We don't have to lift things. We don't even have to pick the weed. There's some AI technology can identify the weed and boom, 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 get rid of the weed in your garden, one by one. And then furthermore, which is very dangerous, that AI will free your mind. What does that mean? The AI is going to be anywhere. You don't even notice that. And what you want to do is just make decisions instead of doing research. So I will ask you to take 5 seconds to think about the world of AI and how you, as a technologist, as women in business, how can you be successful in that world? Think about it. What's your plan to be the winning person? So as women, not only AI and other technology give you the challenge. Those are the challenges the men are facing as well. We also face a lot of different things. People say, Elizabeth, do you believe in glass ceiling? I say, I don't. Why so? Because if you believe in that, it will be there. You try to grab something on top of your head right now. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? And also, if you jump, you bump into it. I say, you know what? That's not my fault. That's glass ceiling. So you give yourself an excuse. I will never believe in so-called bamboo ceiling, glass ceiling. There's no ceiling for us. Right? There's no ceiling for us. So when people tell you that I don't understand you, you just ask them, which part do you don't understand? Do you need me to give you a lesson? If they say you're not technical, you just tell them, I'm technical enough for my job. Right? Yes, as an executive, you're not expected to do coding. So as long as you understand architecture, you understand the code, you don't have to do the code. Because your job is to drive the technology direction. It is about the direction, the architecture. It's about how you can build your product in the user-friendly way to make your customers successful. It's not about you as the head of engineering, head of technology to write a damn line of code. So when people say you're not technical enough, so let them see it. So we as women, we need to stand up for ourselves and be firm. Just do not ever let someone tell you you're not good enough, because you are indeed as good as you are for your job, and you are a great person in life. Believing that. So I want to share with you a few outstanding women. And the reason is I always get inspired by those people. The first people is Patty Azarello. If you look at Patty, she is an executive coach. She's my coach, by the way. And a bestseller author. She wrote book both Rise and Move. I'll talk about those books later on. Speaker and a GM of 1 billion plus business age 35 and age 38, she was a CEO. She's an awesome speaker. You can look her up at the YouTube. And she has tons of video. She's awesome. And she loves art. Next one, Linda. Linda's my customer, the managing director at the Bank of America. She has a music master. She plays beautiful music, and she has a beautiful voice. And then you know what? When she was young, she said, you know what? I don't think I can make a great living as an artist. So she looked at the math and computer science. She said, oh, that's easy. Just like me, I chicken out. I don't want to be a designer. I want to get my PhD. You know what? Technology actually is our comfort zone, admit or not, right? And she always wear her Chanel suit, always very fashionable. I love her because we share the common interest in, fashion and technology, And Trish. Yeah, Trish is my customer as well. And she's at eBay leading the technology, leading the strategy. But you know what? Before her job at eBay, she was in aviation industry. She was in the airline industry. But she moved here and she found this job. She's fabulous. And she devoted so much time in nonprofit as well as teaching women how to start companies. She reviewed the business plan and really work with women to start companies. She's awesome and beautiful too. Okay, Teresa. Teresa's very interesting. She had MA in journalism, and then she wrote 2 technical books, and now she's leading the innovation for VMware. Can you believe that? If she can write a technical book, you can too, right? And she started so many companies, sold companies successfully. One day we invited her over to speak at our International Women's Day. We asked her, Anne, to share something. She said that she always told her investor and the board member, if I'm not good enough, if I cannot build a business, and fire me. You see that level of confidence in herself. If I'm not good enough, fire me. Think about it. That's how she put herself on the spot and pushed her business to the huge success. So if she can do it, you can do it. Angie. Angie is a great dancer. And she had eBay as the president of eWomen in technology, as well as, right now she's the group VP driving Amex mobile and web. And she's a fabulous mentor as well. So if you look at all those women, can you identify yourself in them as well? If they can do it, you can do it. Right? Yes, right. So I'd like to give you some ideas. It's just my suggestions, and also give you a little bit, tips from my book. First one, we need to understand ourselves. I feel strongly that anytime you look at yourself, you just say, do I have the confidence? Do I have this? Do I have that? I put it in a very systematic way to evaluate yourself, from your drive, your vision, to your skill set, to your family. Because you think about it, why am I so confident? Because anytime I ran into some challenges and some struggles, I felt I was sitting on my father's lap. He told me, you can do whatever the boys do, and also wear pretty dresses. So that unconditional love gave me so much confidence that it helped me to go through so many challenges. So the family is so important. And your own energy. Like I run 2 miles every morning since I was 13. Why so? I do push-ups, do all sorts of things because I really want to be at the tip of an energy level when I go to business. I'm a person that sleep very little, only 4 hours. This week is all 4 hours every night. And because the amount of exercise, I'm able to really, bring my best to my team and to my business. So I'll suggest everyone to build a virtual box. Using that virtual box to really map out your strengths, your weakness, your motivation, your family, your boss, your team, because your boss and the team also define you too. And more importantly, use this model to think about your boss. Let's see, Dr. King's my boss. I have to think about what's her box look like, her background. She didn't have money when she was young. She came here with no money. And people said, your mother said, go get married, have grandsons, right? That's some family background. Think about your own background, because she draw a lot of energy from that background. So can you. So you need to understand your manager's motivation, your manager's motivation, and your stakeholders' motivation. Where are they coming from? Usually people say, I'm standing in your shoe. Now I'm asking to step into their box, to think as them. By doing that, you will look at it from their angle, look at it from your angle, and come up with a win-win situation. When there's conflict, you can also say, this is my problem. And they look at it very differently. So you can effectively bring the common ground together. The next thing is really my chapter 2 of my book is called Elevate Your Position. What does that mean? I'll tell you a story. When I was at my first of my career, I always ran into my VP. His name is Frank. And every time I saw Frank, I said, Frank, I don't know, Frank, hi Frank, bye Frank. I didn't know what to say. But one thing I have to say that once I built his virtual box, I was able to communicate at his level. So I will always ask people to elevate their position, building those virtual boxes to think at your manager's level, your shareholders' level, at your customers' level. By doing that, you're not only just look like VP, but also act like VP because you think like a VP. You force yourself to think through that. So that's called elevate your position. And also, you need to get rid of a small person, small you, like money. Money shouldn't be an issue. I can tell you one quick thing. I have 2 sons. My husband, I always joke, like, if I live longer than my husband, my 2 daughter-in-laws will spend my money. If I live shorter than my husband, his second wife is going to spend my money. So why don't I spend my money, make my life better, and also to show the appreciation to the people who helped you? Buy a gift, take them to lunch, take them to dinner. I just sent Alexa to my mentor, Pat, as an early Mother's Day gift. And then maybe 3 weeks later, I forgot about it. I already sent her a gift. I sent her another gift. Why not? Instead of having someone who you have no clue about spending your money, spend money to the people who you care. Yeah. Right? Spend money on education. Get yourself to the forefront of the technology. And one thing, very quick. You're a unique star. Your Dr. Kim said, you are a unique you. You're a star. If you want to focus on weakness, you become a nobody, become a no star, become the little fussy ball. Because I only look at my issues, and every day you're focused on negative stuff. So I'm asking all of you to focus on your strength. Make yourself a much bigger star. Do you all agree? Yeah. Your star? Yes. All right, helping other women. Whether it's helping in a K-12, whether it's bring a person to your school, to your company to do internship, mentorship. And I do group mentorship. At WeChat, I have 500 people. Some of my people are here. We do group chat and mentoring 500 people at the same time. And if any one of you want to join me, and I'll post my meetup day, and then you can meet with me at Stanford or somewhere. I can sign my book with you, and we can talk about it and answer questions. So do that. You're welcome to link in with me, because it's my mission to help with other women, because I got so much help. Another thing is, always look 2 levels up. Using your manager's priority to drive your daily thing. Why is that so important? Because if you only focus on your own thing, you will never be able to work with your peer. If you only focus on your boss's priority, you'll fight with his peer. You know who is going to determine your promotion? Your boss's peer, your boss, and his boss. So you need to make sure to help your manager to be successful and to work really well with his and her peers to make sure your boss's boss is successful. When your boss's boss is successful, your business is going to be more successful. So do not focus on your own success. Focus on the much larger team's success. And the book about Rise, and this is from Patty. Her book has 3 points. Do better. I know all of us can do better. Look better, meaning you need to write a summary, you need to present it to the next level, and also connect better. Connect with the people who you really want to become. So the last thing is, treat yourself as a baby. Allow yourself to make mistakes and welcome every single step from the new you. You can only transform yourself by treating yourself as a baby. Okay? Just like a baby. Be excited. Make mistake. Try something new. Don't be ashamed that you're at the baby level. Are you all ready to be a new baby, to start your career transformation? Are you all ready? Yes. Louder. Are you all ready? Yes, you are. So, he can do. She can do. And you can do it too. Yes. Thank you all.